time celebration. Freak out to the boogie of the groove and gotta get your moves on. Let yourself go crazy. Look out, there's a beast in your soul. You're out of control. It's an animal inside you. A little bit of dancing, a little romance, and now your time has come to party. It's a jiggle wiggle party. It's a jiggle wiggle wiggle. It's a jiggle wiggle Friday party, party now. It's a jiggle wiggle party. Oh, it's a jiggle wiggle wiggle. It's a jiggle wiggle Saturday night. You feel another happy hour coming on now. You're emancipated. Reach out to the rhythm of the music, pounding in your brain now. Got your soul insane, and you feel the heat coming on. You feel that someone, attraction's burning deep down in the middle of your soul. That's when you know your time has come to party. It's a jiggle wiggle party. It's a jiggle wiggle wiggle. It's a jiggle wiggle Friday party, party now. It's a jiggle wiggle party. Oh, it's a jiggle wiggle wiggle. It's a jiggle wiggle Saturday night party now. It's a jiggle wiggle party. Oh, it's a jiggle wiggle wiggle. It's a jiggle wiggle Saturday night party now. It's a jiggle wiggle party. Oh, it's a jiggle wiggle wiggle. It's a jiggle wiggle Saturday night. You feel the heat coming on. Feel that someone, attraction's burning deep down in the middle of your soul. That's when you know your time has come to party. It's a jiggle wiggle party. It's a jiggle wiggle wiggle. It's a jiggle wiggle Friday party, party now. It's a jiggle wiggle party. Oh, it's a jiggle wiggle wiggle. It's a jiggle wiggle Saturday night party now. It's a jiggle wiggle party. Oh, it's a jiggle wiggle wiggle.
Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to the stream. It is Friday, September 5th, and this is the New York session. All right, let's get things going. Okay. Everyone's looking for loving. Yeah. All right. Let's get some lights, camera, action. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. We've done a little rocking to the dance floor there. Let's calm things down, start getting focused, and start getting our groove on for another day of being disciplined professional traders. And let's see what we got here. We're looking right now at the dollar index here on the upper right, the 30-minute chart, the DXY, which is the dollar measured against a basket of other currencies around the world, being weighted differently for the importance that they have. The euro is the most weighted one in that basket. And right now we have the dollar has meandered down overnight through the Asia session that we see here inside this little box. Let me make sure that I've got that you can see my cursor and everything. Let me just make sure everything's running here properly before I get into everything. Okay, I think we're good. Turn the music down just a tad more. Okay, so we have the DXY, which is the dollar, as I said. It meandered down through Asia, leveled out all the way, came down just a touch more, and then in London, came down again. Now we're post-London coming into the New York session, and it has moved up just a little bit. So when we go look at gold, we'll see if gold did the inverse. If it went up during Asia, leveled out, went up during London, and has now started to come down just a little bit. We'll see. I haven't really looked at the chart yet. I saw that it was pretty flat, actually, through most of the night. Typically, it moves inversely to the dollar and inversely to the 10-year yield. Down below here, we have, you can see up top here, we have this one bullish candle, this yellow one here. That encompasses 30 minutes, so this is the 1 minute chart just below here, so that would be the past 30 candles. So what we see coming up here, these two bullish candles now, are what this is describing down here, right? Just so how you understand how the different time frames work. On a 30-minute candle, you have each candle showing you at that 30-minute interval where price opened, where price closed. If it has a wick on the top or on the bottom, that's where price moved before it opened, or after it opened, but before it closed, right? Each 1 minute candle is the same thing, where the price was when that candle opened, where it was when it closed, and the wick on either side showing you where it moved before that closed. Over here on the left side, we have the 10-year government bond yield. It stands at 4.157. Also looks like it meandered down. Well, I guess it was pretty flat overnight. It looks like it's pretty flat here too on the 1 minute. All right. Here we have the 5-minute chart. Let's get rid of the indicators. This is where price is. I drew a box around it as kind of our opening range. When I drew that box, price was up here just poking through the top side. Now it's down here just poking through the bottom side. This is the 5-minute chart, so that has been 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes later. We're already down here. I draw a box around price in our opening range just as a reference so we can see where price has moved since we sat down. The horizontal lines that you see here are pivots. If you want to understand how pivots work, you go to the BarcelonaTrader.com, scroll down the front page till you get to the blog, and it will show you a post, a very recent post about pivots. Also there's posts there about our indicators, what indicators we use, how you can set up. If you get the free trading course on the site, the first few modules talk about how you can get set up like us, so you can trade with us. So the horizontal lines that you see here on the chart are the pivots. Above us right here, we have the DM3, which coincides with the top of our white box here. And below us, we have the previous day point of control. I guess the previous day value area high also coincides with that DM3 pivot. The previous day point of control right here, where you see prices touched that twice and bounced off of it. And then the DPP, the daily pivot point. The volume indicators are the orange lines, and the pivots are the purple lines and the light gray lines. We have 11 pivots for the daily pivots, 11 pivots for the weekly pivots, and 11 pivots for the monthly pivots, all up and down the chart. Each one of those represents kind of a stop sign on the playing field today. So if price gets there, you don't want to trade right into it, either up or down. You want to wait until price gets to that pivot point, reacts one way or the other, and then you start making your trading decisions again. All right, so that is those are the pivots. Let's put the indicators back on. This gets a little complicated. It looks a little complicated. It's not. It's very simple, so I'm going to show it to you. Boom. All right. What you want to pay attention to here are the dotted line on the top of the channel, marking where price has been, the dotted line on the bottom of the channel, marking where price has been, and this big, not dotted, the solid line, blue line that goes right through it. That marks the middle point of the channel. So we're understanding this channel as kind of a guide to whether price is staying in that channel or coming out of it and breaking structure. And we also pay attention to the support and resistance zones that are being printed through an indicator here on the chart. The green lines are the supports, the red and the orange lines are the resistances. We also want to pay attention to the swing high up here on top, and we probably have a swing low down here on the bottom, this green one down here. And we also pay attention to these kind of rectangle areas here, this green one, bull volume, and bear volume up here. The rest of the indicators on the charts, these squiggly lines, they come into play every once in a while, but not really something we look at when we're trading on futures, like I will be today. When Tono comes on, he'll be calling some spot trades. Yeah, you don't need to pay attention to those. If you do need to pay attention to them, I will call them out while we're trading and explain what's going on there. So that is how to read the chart. The 1 minute chart looks the same. Again, just with the 5 minute chart, each candle represents 5 minutes of price movement, open, close, high, low. And each 1 minute chart represents, or 1 minute candle represents, the 1 minute chart represents 1 minute of activity for each candle. Open, close, high, and low. All right, then we have our MetaTrader over here. Now, I'm always looking at this. I have this screen and this screen open here to my left. I can always see that. I have it here on screen so I can show it to you. And what we're going to really pay attention to today is this one over here. This is the Renko. It moves according to price, not according to time. But next to that, I have the 1 minute Hakanashi, the 5 minute Hakanashi, and the 15 minute Hakanashi. You will note that on all of the charts, we're using Hakanashi candles, except for a couple charts I'm going to show you now. You can also look up Hakanashi on our blog, and it will explain why or actually just type in candlestick, and a blog post will come up that explains the different types of candlesticks and why we use Hakanashis. In short, it shows us the trends more, it makes the trends stand out more visibly than regular candlesticks. The Renko, though, does really help us with entries. You're going to see how that works today. And then if we look over here, this is the only place we use traditional Japanese candlesticks. The 15-minute chart here on the top left, in the middle, the 1 hour chart, over here, the 4 hour chart, and then down here, the daily chart. We use these, one of the reasons we keep this chart open is we have very large support and resistance zones. They are actually order blocks. So these are where stacked orders sit. They're thicker, so when price gets there, we don't trade until price moves all the way through it or bounces off of it completely. And sometimes it's a real pain in the butt because they can be thick and you have to wait a while for that to happen. And as that happens, we'll explain, what we're looking for there and why we're hesitating, why we're waiting, etc. You'll come to understand that if you're joining us every day. And down here in the middle, we have the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. In this case, the yen is a stand-in for gold. We also use this to kind of time our entries. Here we have the FX trend, just helps us understand the strength of the trend that we're in. When it's mixed like it is now, basically it's saying gold doesn't know what it's doing. It's, in some sort of consolidation zone. All right, so that's where we stand now. I'm going to make this part of this screen so I can show you more clearly what we're doing here on the. All right, let's do it like this. So I need to move it up just a touch. There we go. All right. I overdid it a little bit there. Okay. There we go. All right. So now we can see the Renko next to the 10-second futures chart. The 10-second futures chart, this is the only futures chart that I have up on my screen, up on all of my screens. We do all of our charting on spot gold. I do my futures trading on the futures chart. You'll see that the price is different, 3,607 versus 3,551. That doesn't really matter because the charts move in tandem for the most part. When spot gold moves up a tick, futures gold moves up a tick. So that's really what we're looking for here. We're looking to spot movements where we want to get in and get out of trades. The Renko really helps us with that. You'll see how that works. And then down here below the Renko, I have relative currency strength. I have the Great British Pound, Japanese yen, and New Zealand dollar. You don't have to pay attention to them. If they weren't on this screen, it wouldn't make any difference. What we're looking at is the dollar and gold. Right now, gold is at negative 1.4 and selling. Gold is at negative 0.7 and selling, and the dollar is at negative 1.4 and selling. Their relative strength with regard to each other is close enough to the same that we would say it's consolidating. We'll explain how this works too as we go along. Okay. I'm going to open up the Zoom room now, see if Tono is ready to join us. If not, he'll be on in just a little bit. Okay. Let's make sure the broker is signed in and let's settle in and start making some trades, start looking for trades. When we sit down, we look for trades. We don't just sit down to trade. We sit down and we look for trades. Let's change our camera angle as we settle in. Start getting ourselves in the zone. That is not what I wanted to do. There we go. It's also not what I wanted to do anyways. There we go. Turn off that light, turn off these lights, kind of get in the zone. Okay. All right. Okay, so where we are right now, we have, as I said earlier, Price is still in this zone. That doesn't mean we can't trade in here. Although, I guess this down could have been an okay trade, but when you think about it, this is only, I guess it is a 4 pip range. It's a little tight to be scalping in. I tend to like more of a 6 pip range to scalp within, because by the time you get confirmation that you're heading in one direction or the other, and then you get in, you've only got a pip or two left to get any, to make any profit. So I like a little bit larger of a range if we're going to scalp within it. So we have a pivot up here. I think I said that was the DM3. Yep. And we don't have a pivot here on the bottom side of the range. We don't have really a pivot until we get, this isn't a pivot, like I said, it's the previous day point of control. This is the price at which most volume was traded yesterday. So we can expect there to be more interest in that price, and price is kind of attracted to that point of control. But then price gets there and it kind of has to decide which direction it's going to go from there, so you don't trade down into it. Then right below that, even if price were to break through that, right below that we have a swing low and another bull volume area. So if price comes down, we probably don't want to trade it, unless the price action is really showing us, some momentum and that it's really going to break through there. We probably don't want to trade it until we're down here in the 35.43, 35.42 range. And then again, we only have a couple more pips until we're down here. So there might be some quick scalps in here. I don't want to rule out trading in here, but I might not call any of them A+ setups. They might be A- setups if they occur. On the upside, it looks a little more promising. Once we get past this pivot and this swing high, which is right above it, then we have a few pips here to cleanly trade up until the bear volume up here. And if we break through that, we've got more room to go up into the MR2. But each time we do that, we're getting into the area where we're talking about brand new all-time highs. Now that could happen today because we have news. We have 8:30, the unemployment rate. Oh no, sorry, that's Canada. At 8:30 we have non-farm payrolls and the new unemployment rate, and we will see the revisions to last month's non-farm payroll, which of course is what got the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics fired last month because Trump did not like the numbers. Trump has already said today, don't believe the numbers when they come out. So that doesn't help. That doesn't help. What are we supposed to believe? I guess he knows that they're looking kind of bleak. So if they're looking bleak, they come out lower than expected. Right now they say they're expecting, what's the number? 74,000. 73,000, I believe, was the number last month. And, that was bad enough for the head of the BLS to lose her job. But again, the BLS is just reporting statistics that are compiled the same way every month for many, many decades. So what are you supposed to do? Anyway, bad jobs, Trump didn't like it, shoot the messenger. And now he says, don't believe the numbers when they come out, because I guess he knows that they're not going to be great. So the question is, now that he has said that, is the market going to price in before they release a new all-time high? Are we going to go up before that? Or are we going to wait for them, see how bad they really are, and then go up? Or are we going to get surprised? They're going to be better than expected, but since we're not expecting much, Okay. All right, here we are. Looks like we're getting some downward momentum here. Sorry, I zoned out there for a second because I had to read something, which I'll need to get back to later. All right, looks like we're getting some downward movement here. Let's see if this is going to result in a trade to the downside. It might. I'm checking everything out here. We break through these supports here on the Renko and break through this swing low here on the 10-second. We might have something to do. Just trying to gauge the strength of this downward push. Does seem like there's some strength there. There's some volume in the market. I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, we're in profit, but barely. Got another little support to get through. Come on, don't back up on me now. So I'm now in deficit, in drawdown, and it looks like price is coming up. If it continues that trajectory, okay, I'm coming back down. I did sell, I probably got in a little bit early. Now I'm going to get stopped out. Yeah. Now, why did I hear 2 beeps getting out of that? All right, so we took a loss. First trade of the morning. I think I missed the fact that we were going right into this support right here. I looked around at everything and completely ignored that, and that's what did it. Let's see if we can get this to turn back around and take it down again. Yeah. So I kind of broke a rule there. You know, what I'm looking for when we trade are entries that I call leapers. This is what a leaper is. It's a clean level. We had a clean level. It's a real push. I did not wait for the real push through it, and I missed that support that I showed you. It's the right session. We are in the right session. It's a little pre-session right now before 8 a.m., but that's still the right session for us. And a safe leash. I had a safe leash. We were not in, you know, the price was not being volatile. But it was not a real push. So that ended up being kind of an A- setup. You know, when I'm missing one of those. So what it was a real push in the opposite direction. Had I gotten into a buy there, that would have been a good idea. Losses are part of the game. Don't risk more than you can afford. Don't over leverage, and your edge will play out. Your edge will play out. Look at that. Had I taken that buy instead of the sell, we'd be feeling a lot better this morning. Okay, we are now at another clean level here. We push up through this. There's a buy trade, but I don't know if we will. We have the volume in the market. We have the direction. Let's see if we get a clean push through here. We are getting a clean push. Let's go. Oh, don't do that. knocked me out again. Come on down. Come on through. All right, there we go. We'll take the 320. All right. Could have taken a little bit more, but I didn't want to get greedy on that one. Trying to come back from those couple of losses there and at least keep the morning in good standing. And we did that. We are up 160 on the morning so far. All right. That was the 8 o'clock candle, I believe. Or where was 8 o'clock? Is that right there? 8:01. So yeah, I got in at 8:01 and 20 seconds. And I got out at 8:02 and 20 seconds. So that trade lasted 1 minute. Exactly what I took there. Now, if I had lost that third trade, you know, technically after 2 losses, well, not technically, after 2 losses, my rules say that I need to quit. But the news hasn't even dropped yet. And I was avoiding, you know, I did not feel, you know, my Hulk coming on where I, you know, lose control, have an adrenaline surge, and then cannot recover. And I just go on, you know, a tear. I'll start revenge trading, and blown accounts doing that before. So when I have a Hulk alert, when I feel that happen, I gotta quit. Had I lost that third trade, I'm sure that would have done it for me. I'm sure that would have done it for me, and we would have had a much shorter session than we were anticipating today. And that would have been a shame, because I really want to wait for the NFP to come out, because that's when the market is really going to establish a direction, I believe. Before then, as I said, we might be going up because traders might be pricing in the idea that Trump has advanced, that the numbers might not be very good today. Now you can see we're going right up into a resistance here on this 1 minute on MetaTrader. We're going right up into this resistance zone. So even though we're going up, and it looks promising here on the 10-minute chart, on that 1 minute chart there on MetaTrader, it doesn't look so great. And over here on the 1 minute chart on TradingView, you can see it's represented by the pivot that we're going up into, as well as the swing high. So I don't want to trade into either one of those. The previous time we were trading here, so we weren't quite up here yet. I had at least a pip or two to run when I got stopped out. So clearly I didn't have that to run, but I thought I had a cleaner trade than on the way down where I got stopped out on that one. So now what I will notice is, you know, even though I'm up for the day now, I've spent a significant amount of mental and emotional capital already on these 3 trades. The first 2 going against me. As I said, I handled it well, but it does take effort. It expends emotional and mental capital to do that. Okay. All right, we are 13 minutes away approximately from news, big news, that NFP. And so I don't want to, well, I would still trade if it were showing me something, we're far enough away from news that I would still trade going into the news because I would be out of that trade before we got to the news. But more than likely, price is just going to consolidate as most traders and market makers wait for the news to decide what they're going to do. Now, if I were a gambling man, which I am not, I hate gambling. I don't hate that people gamble. I'm not against gambling. I just am not a good gambler. So I don't do it. I don't go to casinos. Last time I went to a casino, I walked in with, whatever wad of cash I had to spend that night, a few $100, something like that. And I walked out of the casino with the same bills I walked in with. I didn't spend a single thing. I think I had a drink or two, walked around some tables, watched some other people, but I did not gamble at all. And that was a long time ago. I just don't go to casinos. Anyway, if I were a gambling man, I would put my money on gold going up on this NFP report. But then again, this is why I don't gamble, because I could see the numbers printing in either direction and gold doing either thing. The market will interpret the numbers as they wish. We know that the Fed currently sees the jobs market as a greater threat to the economy than inflation right now. And so we're pricing in a rate cut in September, an interest rate cut in September from the Fed. So I guess a really strong jobs report could put that in jeopardy. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. All right, look at this. Significant run to the downside right now. We're coming right into support here, though, on the 1 minute again. Support right there. So I don't want to trade into that. We have close to parity here on strength between the dollar and gold here on the bottom right side. So again, not showing us any real direction there. That's just, you know, some market noise, some manipulation perhaps going on. Enticing people to get into sells, so we can take price higher. All right, we're going to pull up a little Bloomberg to walk us through. Take the music down for just a moment while we do this, okay? We're about 5 minutes away from the news.
Cyclical exposure, we've been doing that through financials. You know, if we get rate cuts, but the right rate cuts in terms of the Fed is cutting with the economy still being resilient, then I think you can broaden it out to get even more cyclical exposure, and small cap could be an interesting way to do that.
Okay, just want to make sure you can still hear me. Okay, I'm going to turn that down just a touch.
Level there of UBS on an equity market, looking for maybe a bit of a cyclical tilt for the months ahead.
Yeah, and maybe we'll get some confirmation of that when we get the BLS numbers. But right now, the question is, when will we get the BLS numbers? We would be 4 minutes and 30 seconds away from it, but evidently, sorry, we are currently experiencing technical problems.
We'll see if we do.
Oh, interesting.
Time. The estimate in our survey, 75k. The range is pretty wide. 0 at the low end, 144 at the high end. There's a rate cut on the table for September 17th. Will this data reinforce
Okay,
the move
we are
we've
not
seen
going
from
to
the
get the
Federal
data
Reserve?
at
Concern, the shift, the
in
bias,
3.5 minutes like they
January,
said
the
they
Federal
would.
Reserve to tee up a rate cut. The jobs number up next.
This is not a good sign. This, to me, smacks of interference. That someone is preventing the release of these numbers because they don't look good. We would be getting these numbers, but we are experiencing technical difficulties. I don't buy that. Do you? That has never happened before. It's going to happen on the first news release after Trump fired the head of the BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics, last month. So when are these numbers going to come out? That's the question. Are we just going to lay here in purgatory for the entire session? Not cool. All right, in theory, we are a minute and a half away, but as we have heard, that's not going to come true. It'd be interesting to see if they are a minute late, 15 seconds late, or if they are hours late. Trump does not want these numbers released, is my opinion, and is preventing it from being released, has ordered it to not be released until they can change the numbers.
Only on Bloomberg Television.
From the world of politics to the world of business, Joe Matthew and Kaylee Lines deliver news, insight, and analysis live 2 times a day, every trading day. Balance of Power at 1 and 5 Eastern, only on
I say
Bloomberg.
it's going to go up
U.S. jobs numbers are released. Bloomberg has the report.
because the job numbers aren't going to be released. That is uncertainty being injected into the market. Let's see when that happens. Might not be the most immediate reaction, but if it takes a long time or days or this number just doesn't come out, gold's going to go up.
Joining on Bloomberg Horizon's Middle East and Africa for the stories, newsmakers, and insights shaping the decisions of traders across this exciting region.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at that, gold is shooting up anyway.
Welcome to the program. Now, we're expected to have a jobs report seconds from now. We'll see if we actually get one. The scores going into it look like this.
22,000. Oh, wow. It is bad. It did come out. It did come out.
At all-time highs on the Nasdaq 100, higher by 0.5. In the bond market, 2-year, 10-year, and 30-year yields look like this.
I think we want to buy. I want to wait for some volatility to die down.
With a jobs number, let's cross over to Mike McCready. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. We do have the data, and it is not good. 22,000 jobs created during the month of August. That is significantly lower than the 75,000 anticipated. Last month, 73,000 revised up to 79,000. Change in private payrolls, 38,000. Last month, it was 83,000. The 2-month net payroll revision is another negative 21,000.
Took 130 on that.
And see what the breakdown on that is.
but the unemployment rate, which is the thing the Fed is watching, moves to 4.3% from 4.2%. Labor force participation rate ticks up to 62.3%. Manufacturing payrolls down 12,000. We did expect that given what we saw with the ISM numbers. So at this point, there's nothing surprising except the weakness in these numbers. Average hourly earnings up 0.3 as forecast, but only up 3.7% on a year-over-year basis.
Okay, so they did release the numbers after saying that they were having technical difficulties. That's interesting.
I'm just
I was there being all skeptical.
Popped up late here, but there's nothing more beyond what I told you. 22,000 jobs created, another 21,000 taken away from the prior.
It's not looking like we're going to get much higher than where we are. Well, I mean, it could once it really turns a direction. But we are pushing up into the DM4.
Downside surprise, 22K, the estimate's 75. The range was pretty wide, 0 to 144 from the low to the high end. The 3-month average
We might be
now
fading
is
this number at this point.
29,000 jobs month over month over month. Not
Be
good.
watching the
You see
Renko
it
for what it's
reflected in
doing.
the bond market. The front end of the curve yields lower by another 6 basis points. 2's dropped to 350. That's a new low for 2025.
I don't know.
10's
Seems
down
like we would
4
go
to
up to the
411.
DM4 before we
30's
would start
down 2
coming
to
down.
483. With a picture like
It's
that in
kind
the
of
bond
creeping
market,
up there.
push
It's
through
not
foreign
really
exchange, dollar
taking
weaker,
a
euro
linear
stronger,
path.
euro dollar 117.35.
Feels like not a safe leash for me, so I'm staying out.
So far this morning. And in equity futures, initially a little bit lower off the back of this, and then Bramo pops higher, positive by 0.2%.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the Russell 2000 futures, and those also are up 0.25% in the wake of this. Honestly, this seems to be bad enough to make the Fed cut rates and maybe look at further rate cutting later this year. Well, not so bad that it would undermine the sort of cyclical tilt that we're seeing to the market. So putting that together, not a very
Okay,
positive
we are at
number,
the DM4
really
now,
stagnant labor market, but
pushing
not something
through.
that's raising alarm bells that we're heading into a recession that the Fed can't stave off.
Not a strong enough
Come back
push
to
through
you,
yet,
sir.
though, for me to get
Headline
in.
number, of course, downside surprise,
Would be stopping me
22,000,
out.
the estimate's 75. There's a great debate on Wall Street, as you know, about whether this downshift in payrolls growth is a reflection of what's happening with demand.
Okay,
Supply.
this is our first
Whether this is a
bearish
cyclical
candle
turn
that
or a
we're seeing on
structural
Hakanashi on the
shift.
10-second
Which
chart.
one is it, and what does this say
Since
to pay
since the
morning?
release, everything has been a bullish candle,
We don't have
even though
a
it's
good
been
idea,
whipsawing a
John.
little
Most
bit.
analysts
This is
at
the
the
first
Federal
indication we
Reserve
have
are
that we
saying
may
it's
have
a little
topped
bit
out
of
and are
both.
coming back down.
It's going to take a
But
while
again,
to
still too
figure out
volatile for
exactly
me to get
what's
in.
causing this, but certainly there's a lack of demand. That would be paramount. There's also maybe a lack of supply, but we saw in the JOLTS data now that we have more people who are unemployed than there are jobs openings. So it's now becoming a question of why aren't companies hiring? And for that, the logical explanation is the fiscal policies of the administration. I'm looking at the revisions, and June was revised down by 27,000 additional to a negative 13,000. So June is now a negative employment print. July revised up by 6,000 from 73,000 to 79,000. But
Still
this
too volatile
does
for me.
suggest there's a lot more weakness in the employment area, in the employment side of the Fed's mandate than anticipated. And I would think that that negative June print would certainly put the Fed on the path to, at this point, be cutting by 25 basis points. I don't know if it's bad enough for 50.
You wonder if someone on their hand puts up their hand on the FOMC and asks for that 50. Mike McKee with the latest. Mike, I'll come back to you later. 22K then, if you're just joining us, the payrolls report did drop on time 4 minutes ago. 22,000 downside surprise, 75 was the estimate. You're looking at a 3-month average now for payrolls of just 29,000. Captured in the bond market with lower yields, in the FX market with a weaker dollar, in equities. Equities still positive on the session by 0.25% on the S&P 500. The Nasdaq still up nicely by 0.7. The Russell, after a 7% surge in August, up again this morning.
This idea that this could lead to a reignition of this cycle, and it goes back to the question that you asked yesterday. Is this a Fed that will be cutting into something of a reacceleration, or that will cut and spur that reacceleration? And right now, the market, based on the market activity, seems to think that rate cut could be very helpful in allowing the reignition of the cycle.
We've got a fantastic lineup for the next 25 minutes or so. We can kick it off with Stephanie Roth of Wolf Research. Stephanie, good morning.
Good morning.
You've had 5 minutes to go over this. What's your first take?
First take is another weak summer employment report. Immigration seems to be having another impact on the data. When you look at the household survey, the foreign-born population was again sort of the weaker part of it. Looking ahead, we expect that you'll have one more piece of negative news. So September 9th, once we get the annual preliminary benchmark revisions, that's going to be revised down to the tune of something like 600,000. So that's going to be another really bad negative
What
headline.
in the world?
Then beyond that, we think the
On my lead
the
account,
signs will look a little bit better. So we have another couple weeks of this. It should be a dovish September FOMC, and then beyond that, we think that the tides could turn a little bit, and then you'll start to see the economy start to pick up cyclically. You'll have a bit of a trough, and then
on my lead account, I took
The first thing you
115,
went to, though, was population growth.
but on every
Do you
other
think there's still a
account,
big supply side story that's
I only took
underappreciated in these numbers?
25.
Yes, I do. I think that's
That
a
is
large part of
incredible
what's going on. Of
slippage.
course, it's hard to sort of decipher month to month, but if you look at the household survey, foreign-born employment was down 342,000, while native-born was up 451,000. The labor force participation rate
Wow, I'm
for
glad I got
foreign-born
anything
ticked
at
down
all.
again. So it does look like
Terrible.
you're seeing some,
Not
continued
great.
weakness out of the immigration. That helps explain why payroll growth was negative in June. We had 500,000 people from the CHND program whose visas got expired overnight from May to June.
If that's the case, why aren't we seeing faster wage growth? Why are we seeing the underemployment rate going up? Why are we seeing the average number of hours worked in a week kind of stay stagnant or even go down, right? These are the signs of weakness that people look at on the corners and say, wait a second, there is something here that speaks to the demand side as much as there is this also supply side story.
Yeah, I mean, wages were fine. Up 0.3%, which is an okay number. Not a number that you would expect if the labor market was really falling apart. So what we're seeing is a combination of supply and demand. It's certainly not just a supply side story. The demand is also softened. But when you look for the months ahead, that demand should start to pick up as the tariff uncertainty starts to fade. So we had a lot of things largely policy driven that hit the economy over the summer.
I think I took
that
90
should go
there.
the other way later this year. But right now it's a combination of a supply side shock and also some significant hits to the demand side as well.
Mike McKeady standing by. Mike, you've got some more.
Yeah, John, to the issue you're just talking about now, I'm not sure it holds a lot of water because the civilian labor force grew by 436,000 during the month, which is the biggest since April. And April was when the month that we saw the market, the labor data start to weaken. The participation rate actually ticked up. And at this point, it doesn't look like immigration played a big role. I have to mention here that the BLS cautions on its website and in its literature not to use the foreign-born, native-born population statistics to just tell you what happened this month, because there are statistical reasons that they don't. It's complicated. I won't go into it on the air, but I'm not sure that gives us a whole lot of information. It's been a talking point used by administrations from both parties, but I'm not sure that that makes a lot of difference. The biggest thing that we saw in the numbers here quickly is that leisure and hospitality and also education and health are the only two categories that really show any growth at all. Education and health, about 46,000, leisure, hospitality, 28,000. There are an awful lot of categories that lost jobs during the month. I will point out that construction jobs were down by 7,000. ADP had them up by 16,000. And in that strange comment the president made last night about the payroll report, which suggested he already knew what the numbers were, he said it's all construction now. But it doesn't seem to be construction either.
Mike McKeady with the latest. Mike, thank you. Stephanie, you were following that explanation. Please, want to give you some time to respond.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's fair. The data are certainly volatile month to month. But if you look at the foreign-born statistics out of the household survey, it's been fairly weak for the past
Okay, we're coming up
couple
on
of
the
months.
WR3.
So, to the extent that, of course, it's not a perfect picture, but we do know
Pivot.
that there's significant crackdown
Right up here.
from
Look at
an
this.
immigration
Look at that.
perspective. That is likely having
How much
some
this has
impact,
gone up.
although it's very difficult
WR3 right up
to
here.
get a clean readout of the data.
So I don't want
You saw
to
the
buy
foreign-born
into that.
employment fall 342,000 in August.
But if we push through it, there might be
416 in
another
July.
trade.
It's hard to say that there's no impact from an immigration perspective. Of course, it's difficult to get the exact precise numbers out of the household survey because it is notoriously volatile, as Mike just mentioned.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say that there's no impact from immigration.
Getting a range of responses already this morning. This from Neil Data of Renmac. The Hawks have lost on their own terms. Employment growth is still cooling, and the unemployment rate is rising.
You have right now a 100% chance of a rate cut baked in for later this month. So it seems like they are agreeing with his assessment and that on their own terms this would warrant a rate cut. Key question to me is, what is the depth of the weakness? And I keep going to, yes, the bond market response, but that's actually less interesting to me than the stock market response.
Sure.
The fact that there is this belief that this is not great, but it's not so bad that it curtails the cyclical tilt that we've seen. And that, to me, is really the big question.
Let's turn to Jeff Rosenberg on that. He joins us from BlackRock. Jeff, welcome to the program, sir. What do we always say? The first move isn't always the right move, and let's see if this sticks, but the first move is stocks higher. What's your take?
Yeah, the first move is stocks higher, and this is bad news is good news for the stock market because the Fed's going to ride to the rescue and cut rates, and the economy's not going to fall off a cliff. Financial conditions will help that. It's a little bit circular, but if the Fed is going to underwrite the risk rally, then financial conditions will hold up confidence, even if you're having a little bit of a slowdown here on the demand side. So look, that's the initial read. You know, Russell 2000, NASDAQ outperformance is really quite notable. People piling into what has already been working because the Fed is going to be behind that. And I think that, you know, on top of what Stephanie and you all were just talking about, yeah, it's a weaker report, but it's a weaker report that solidifies 25, but it's really about, and I think this is where Lisa was about to go, you know, what's the path from here?
We're up
Does this put
260 on the
October
day.
on the table? Does this put 50 on the table? But what it really puts on the table is a Fed that gets back in motion for cutting rates.
I don't want to give anything
if the
back.
economy's not falling
I'm
off
going
a
to stick
cliff,
around for a
that's
little
a pretty
while.
good combination for risk
I'm
assets.
only going to
That's
take
why you're
A+
seeing at least in
setups.
this initial reaction. Bad news is good news.
You said something really important there, Jeff, that this is an indication that the Fed is going to underwrite risk assets at a time when there is enough weakness in labor markets to justify that. What gives you confidence that the weakness that we're seeing is fixable or addressable by a couple of rate cuts this year by the Federal Reserve?
Well, I wouldn't overstate that and say that it is, but the confidence piece of that is really the primacy of financial conditions. And so, you know, while we're worried about a lot of things, one of the things we're not worried about is financial conditions, and they are exceptionally easy. And this is what I've said on the program many times. You know, we focus on the economy, and it's this kind of debate. Does the stock market worry about the economy? Or does the economy worry about the stock market? And I think it's more the latter, that it's about financial conditions. And the stock market is less about the economy and much more about AI and technology. And that boost to wealth is supporting consumption, and that's what drives the economy much more than anything else. And so I think that's what kind of eases the concern here around the slowing in the jobs market that we're seeing out of today's data.
If we've seen
All right, we'll come back to all that commentary as we move forward in the markets over the next couple of sessions. But now let's go back to focusing on the trades. We're not going to try to force anything here, as I said. See what the market decides it wants to do. We are now, if we look at price here on the 1 minute, we see we are in purgatory between the DM4 and the DR2. So we have some room to trade up, or we have some room to trade down if we punch back below the DM4. But until one or the other happens decisively and without the volatility that we're seeing right now, and we are going to wait it out. Okay, we are coming down decisively below that DM4. Looks like we might have a sell trade coming up. Let's see if we continue to have this downward momentum. We are at a bull volume right now here on the 10-second, as you can see right here. Spread this out just a little bit so we can see what's going on a little bit more. I really don't want to get whipsawed, so I want to be very careful about my entry here. I'm going to get stopped out. Damn it. What I was trying not to have happen happened. Took 70 on that. There's another Barcelona. right, I need to update my stats panel here. All right. We have 7 minutes for that 9 o'clock candle. Let's see what the newspapers are saying about this jobs report. Let's look at Financial Times. U.S. economy adds just 22,000 jobs in August as labor market cools. Lower than expected figure adds to pressure on Federal Reserve to cut rates. All right. Seeing some consolidation here now. Trying to push back up above the DM4, but finding some resistance there. It's being rejected down every time. If we look here at the 1 minute, that's what we see right here. This dotted line here is the DM4. Once we pushed up through it, we ended up getting rejected back down. Now it's coming back up to that DM4, which seems to be what's holding. This is where buyers take profit on the intraday basis. Will we push up through it? Well, that's a good question. Right now, the dollar is very weak and gold is pushing up. Let's look at the DXY. There it was. So yeah, it has fallen. Look at that. This is on the 30-minute chart. If we look at it here on the 1 minute chart, look at that. Just fell, consolidated, fell. This is right at 8:30. This is the news. Fell to here, kind of popped back up, but now consolidating. We see the same thing happen in the yield. Look at that. The bond yield is way down. Not great for the bond market. Yeah, the economy is not doing so well. Here we are again, still trying to push up through that DM4. Will we make it? That is the question. Dollar's very weak. Gold is still showing some strength. So the question is, will these numbers down here, what I'm looking at the bottom right side of my screen, the US dollar selling at -9 and gold buying at +1.8. If these numbers diverge, that is, dollar continues to weaken and gold continues to strengthen, we're going up. If the inverse happens, we're going down. Okay, so we are pushing up above the DM4. That is a good sign. We have some more resistance here on the 1 minute though, right here. Nothing really above us on the 15 or the 5 minute, but this 1 minute needs to get above here before we're going to see anything interesting happen. Still having trouble getting up above that DM4. Right there. Okay, now we're getting a push. Making new all-time highs here. Not quite. Or yes. 3587.04 is the all-time high. We're at 3580. We've been at 3587.04 this morning, so we did make a new all-time high here. Right when we hit this area right here, this is the new all-time high. Can we push above that this morning yet? And still, or are we going to come down? lost our MT4 there. I'm not going to reset it up right now. I still have it open here to my left on my PC, but for some reason the connection failed between the PC and the Mac. Notice we're seeing here that the dollar is mildly gaining in strength. We were at negative 9.0, now we're at negative 8.9. And gold is modestly losing strength. We were at positive 1 point something and now we're at negative 2.1. This is why price is going down right now. We are coming up onto a support zone here on the 1 minute Hakanashi on the MT4, so I don't want to trade down into that. I want to see if we can get through that. I don't want to trade into that volatility, take another sell, and get whipsawed out. Okay, sit back, sit on our hands. DM2 right now. Right, we're getting some more upward momentum again, but it's still, again, coming up onto this DM4 where we were before and weren't able to get through. So I guess we're going to see if we got the strength and the volume to get through this time. So between here, the DM4, and we're at the top of the market right here, I'm hesitant to get in at all because of what I'm seeing on the 1 minute Hakanashi on MT4. I see there are 2 resistance zones, and this just wouldn't be a good setup for me to get in. Once we get above here, up to here, this could be a good trade if there's momentum going up. I would still call it an A minus set up, because by the time we see that we have the momentum going up to here and we get in, we don't have very far up to get some profit before we hit that bear volume. So ideally, if we're really going up, it'd be good to get above that bear volume. I'll be right back, chat. I'll be right back. right, looks like we're coming down. Fury. See what's going on here.
Yo, I missed the run up, man. I was still knocked out.
What's up,
How you
gentlemen?
Hey.
What up?
I'm off screen today. I'm not feeling well, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, I won't put you
Yeah.
on camera. I'm sorry, Tono. You doing? You okay now?
Yeah, I'm
or-
good, man. Yeah, I'm a little better now. Yeah,
Rough night.
it was actually the morning, just
Oh.
bad, man.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Oh,
You missed the run up, E-Man?
Yeah, I missed the run up, man. I woke up at 7, man. I looked at it, it was still at 55. I said, it probably ain't doing nothing today. Next thing I know, I was asleep.
Yeah.
Woke up an hour later, it's up 30 pips.
Yeah, the jobs report came out. That's what did it.
Yeah, I was looking for what made it do that. The calendar, I was like, man, there ain't really nothing on here that'll do that.
NFP. Yeah, it's a big thing that was on there. Non-farm payrolls. That's
Okay.
this is the report that last month got the Bureau of Labor Statistics head fired because the jobs report was so bad. Trump fired her, and so this was
yeah.
this was the following report. This is the very next report. It was interesting. I had Bloomberg TV on, and they said, and I turned it on about 5 minutes before the report, and they were talking about. They said, "Oh, we got some problems here today. We're supposed to get the jobs report in about 4 minutes, but we just got word from the Bureau of Labor Statistics that they're experiencing technical difficulties." You know, and I didn't believe that. I'm like, bullshit.
No.
That's that is that they know the jobs report is bad, and Trump is telling them not to release it. But then it turned out that it did come out right on time. So I don't know what happened, but the jobs report was terrible. It was 22,000 jobs. They were expecting 75,000. And 75,000 was even going to be low because last month it was 73,000, and that's what got the woman fired. So between one thing and the other, we got a bad jobs report. Gold went up, the dollar crashed, and now it's just been consolidating since then.
And it don't look like it went up slow either.
No, it went up. It went up quick. Yeah. And I
Tono,
was surprised.
Did you catch any of that?
Huh?
Did you catch any of that run?
I did not. I was not well. I just sat down just now.
Oh, okay. So me and you got on at the same time.
Yeah.
So Mike, you the only one caught it, man.
Yeah, I caught some of it. Yep. I got some.
Did you
I was-
trade
I was-
XAU?
No, I'm only trading futures today.
Okay.
Yeah, I got on a couple of minutes before I got on Zoom, and I really shouldn't have traded at all because I was putting in one trade, put it in the wrong opposite direction.
Oh.
I said, "Oh shit." So let me get out of this real quick. I went to get out of it. I put the same fucking trade in again. I said, "Come on, man. You know, you better than this. Take the day off
Right.
and stop because I don't know my left from my right now."
Oh,
Like,
man.
unbelievable, man. I knew. I just know I shouldn't have done that, you know?
Yeah.
Now I kind of jammed myself up because I didn't get out of them. And I'm like,
Oh, that stinks. I hate that. I do, I make those mistakes. Hit buy when I mean sell. Well, the other day, and sometimes it's not even a mistake. The other day I clicked buy, waited a couple seconds, nothing happened, so I clicked buy again, and then suddenly I was in two trades, in two contracts in the same direction, and then it went against me.
It's like my OCD. I'm looking at my win rate. I know it's going to drop now, and that's going to bother bother me big time.
Yeah.
I try not to take any losses. Now I'm like, I don't deserve that loss.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready.
Right. No fair.
Give me a break. I wasn't ready.
Mulligan.
I didn't do it. I didn't really do it.
Yeah.
Let's go back to what we talked about last night, Mike, when I said when you're impaired,
Yeah.
you have to know to walk away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a drunk driver should know, don't get behind that wheel.
Right.
Right. I knew I shouldn't have sat down.
Guess we're just waiting for about 2 minutes and 15 seconds for the equities market to open up. I gotta take my meds, but I don't have any water here. I'm gonna go get some. Take me just a minute. Okay.
Yeah. It's not even that the dollar, that gold is strong. The dollar is just extremely weak.
Yeah. All right, 25 seconds for this equities open. See where things stand right now. A lot of green. Google's up again. Woohoo! I don't know if you saw all the tech CEOs at the White House yesterday going around the table doing like those cabinet meetings.
No.
Yeah.
Don't tell me they've been praising again.
Yep. Thank you for your leadership, your initiatives on AI, is what's really going to make America number one. Actually, I kind of agree with that. I think that what Trump is doing on AI specifically is the right thing to do. Might get us all killed, but
in the long run.
Yeah.
But if he don't do it, China will do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right, we're open. Open for 50 seconds already here on the stock market. Nvidia just dropped like a rock. Wow, down 2% just in the last minute. And Google also dropped. They were up. Okay.
Is anybody taking any trades?
I'm not taking any trade right now, no. We're coming up on a support on the 1 minute Hakanashi on MT4. I don't want to trade into that. And it's now also not really showing a direction. You trading, E-Man? E-Man, you're muted. You're still there?
E-Man sleep.
E-Man's getting the Cheerios out of his beard. You drop a lawsuit on Walmart yet?
No, I haven't done. I'm gonna do it this weekend. I'll have it prepared. He's gonna.
Yeah.
I'll prepare it and I'm gonna send it over to my lawyer. Have him look at it.
Just hugging the DM4.
Yeah. I'm in on the trade now.
Took a buy?
Yeah, I took a buy. 170. I put in 3 trades. I'm already at 510, and I don't know how because I'm so not here.
Wow.
I'm not gonna say that's skill.
Oh,
I
it must.
honestly don't.
It clearly is. It clearly is.
I don't think so, man. 'Cause I'm completely like cloudy today. You know, I took those trades not knowing what I'm doing. I think I would not trade for a minute and just sit back and watch because I'm clearly not together.
Did you get out of the buy? Or you're still in?
I'm out. I took 170 on it.
Oh.
We created a new all-time high today.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I wouldn't think to even be trading in this chop. So the fact that you're up and that you're trading in this chop says a lot, I think.
I'm trading a Rinko.
Yeah.
Just look at the Rinko. Like right now, you could have put a trade in and made $100 just from that one line, from the support line to that new resistance line.
Yeah.
Forget about all the other candles and everything else.
Yeah.
The Rinko is giving it to you. Like you could probably put a sell in now.
Yeah.
And make money on the way back down, right? That's another $100, right? Because the Rinko it's breathing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you have to kind of block out everything else on a day like today and just say the Rinko's my guide.
Right.
So I put like 3 or 4 trades in, and just off the Rinko alone.
Wow. Yeah, I need to do that. You're right.
Like I put a buy in right now. Right?
Right now?
Well, get ready to. Like now.
Okay.
Right? Let's see what it does. It's going to make me a liar. Yeah, it's going to put me. You would have been out by now, so that would have been a good trade for you.
No, I wouldn't have been out yet.
You hit 120 already.
No way, not on one contract.
Yeah, one contract.
Really?
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Rock.
Yeah, that little move, it's on 170 right now. Negative 170.
No way, can't be. Really? From when you got in?
Yeah, look.
Wow.
So I'm not trading. I'm getting ready for vacation. I just wanted to say I'll talk to you guys in a couple of weeks.
Oh, nice.
Good for you, man.
More like 3 weeks or something. Yeah.
Wow, very cool.
Where you going?
I'm going to. We're going to Italy.
Nice.
Yeah. So just get in the water for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah.
Good for you. All right.
If possible, I'll get in touch with you Monday, Tono.
Yeah,
so
whenever you're ready, man.
We could cancel that Trading View, whatever
View.
That account. Yeah.
Okay, no doubt.
All right. Chart.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, guys.
If you trade the London session from there, good luck.
Am I going to do that?
Yeah. Are you going to?
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm not. I'm fried.
You ain't gonna do nothing but a vacation.
Yes.
Right.
I'll send you pictures of wine bottles and weed from there.
Okay. That sounds great. Have a good vacation.
Thanks. What?
Yeah. You see the 2 photos I sent you, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Rock. Yep. Huh. But you're you're doing 4 contracts though, aren't you? It says here.
No, 1 contract.
Oh.
You see the second picture I sent you?
Yep.
It's a 1, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a 1. Yep.
Those were trades, I believe.
Oh, okay. Right. Wow.
Yeah, I did 4 trades. Right here, the wrinkle wants to go up again.
Yeah.
Let's move it slower than it was earlier, so be careful. Yeah, my win rate dropped to 90%, and I'm pissed. I am pissed. That's the one thing I like about looking at my journal while I'm trading.
Yeah.
E-Man still with us?
Not sure. Let's see. Yeah, he's still on, but he's muted.
All right, now that trade just gave me 100.
Yeah, that's it. I love that working for you. But look, I mean, we're on the 1 minute. We're going right into this resistance. And
I
even
know, but you can see how the wrinkle had room though.
Yeah.
You know, like it's still pushing through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I don't know. What am I supposed to give credence to? Apparently the wrinkle.
The wrinkle, like, yeah, if it's slow.
Yeah.
And if it's relative, it's all relative. If it's a slow moving day and the wrinkle is barely moving, I would never get in on a trade when those resistances are right there on the 1 minute and 5 minute, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But what's happening is if you put your finger up and you got like a half an inch or an inch before that resistance on the wrinkle,
yeah,
that's $100-something.
Yeah.
Right? So as long as the wrinkle doesn't turn around before it gets there, yeah, that's $100 to $200 worth of money in those little, like that little, like, where's your wrinkle at? Right? Can you bring your wrinkle over?
And no, I don't have it. I don't have it up. It's gonna take
all
me
right.
a second. Yeah.
No, don't worry about it. Then I'll just point it out. Like, let me bring mine down a little bit. You see where you look at the blue support line on the wrinkle right now?
Yeah.
And you see where it started like maybe 2 inches back and it went up.
Yeah.
Right? That's about $200.
Yeah.
That little space right there.
Yeah.
You know. And also take into consideration where it is compared to the day's high. So if that same space was at 87, I wouldn't take the buy. But right now, if it starts to point up, you could take a buy back up to the 87 if possible.
Right.
Or you can take a sell down. I'll do it one more time. I'll show you when I think it's going to, which way it's going to move. And I'll tell you whether I'm right or wrong.
There, I got my wrinkle up now.
I still think it's going to go up to that resistance, right? But I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. Now I would get in, but it's probably not going to do what I needed to do. Oh, why did it say auto fill? Yeah. All right, there it is. It gave me $50. I didn't take it.
And on each of these trades, how much of drawdown have you experienced?
All right, that was 160,
Yeah.
right? You
Mhm.
see, right up to that resistance, that was $160,
Yeah.
right? So the last one I did, you would have been out already because it went to 240 drawdown.
Right.
But the other, how many? I did 6 trades. The other 5 put me in profit immediately,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Just taking those little wrinkle moves.
Yeah.
So you would have lost 1 trade out of those because right now your hands are tied because of the 1 minute and the 5 minute Akanashi. Look at that.
Right. All right, I just took 110.
Nice.
Might go again.
Yeah, I might even go in with
We're at a bare volume right at the on the 1 minute, and we have a pivot right above that. What is that? The DR1?
I'm in on it. I'm gonna take it. See what happens.
WR3.
Or the DR2? The DR2. It's WR3. Yeah, we just
All
pushed
right,
through that.
So I got in on it.
Yeah. You took?
Dang, that thing gone. It's at 90. It pushed through.
Yeah, we might hit.
Just took profit at 80.
We might hit 600 today.
I'm gonna jump out. I'm out. $30.
I just took $22 at 85. Man, I jumped out the wrong time. You know what's crazy though, Mike? I had a buy-in last night.
I had 90. I ended up taking 20. Sorry, Eman, go ahead. Sorry, I was just in a trade there.
Nah, go ahead. You good? Now I was saying I had left a buy-in last night.
Oh.
And I got up about 1 o'clock. I said, man, let me go and take this buy off. I just felt like it was gonna go up. I held futures for about 12 hours yesterday. I was trapped in a trade.
Yeah.
Yep, at around 59. And it fell all the way down to 38. Man, I refused to sell. And it got me. You know, the end of the day came and it automatically wipes it out. Because I couldn't press delete.
Oh, but wait a minute.
New all-time high.
New all-time high just now, yeah.
Yeah.
Right there at the DR2.
So we wouldn't in the all-time high to just then. I thought we was in the all-time high already.
It just broke it.
It broke it.
What's over? I'm trying to move my screen down. It'll never want to go. What's over that DR2?
What's
Any
above
more
it?
pivots up there?
Yeah, we got the DR3 above it.
Yeah, because my computer having a hard time. Yeah, I see it now. Gradually going down. It might get there today, man. We might see that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be in it when it get there. I'll sit here and be fighting that thought all day.
Tono's been killing it with futures this morning.
I will be getting ready for a sell about here if the Rinko speaks to me.
Yeah, okay.
But let's see. Might want to break the all-time high.
Yeah, it's gonna try 92 again.
Yeah. See if it gets rejected.
Uh-oh. There you go. I was in it. Made me some money. I probably should stay in it. I mean, dang, I pressed the wrong button.
That happened to Tono earlier.
Yeah, I tried to take my profit and I hit sell. I mean, buy again.
I like to buy. I like the buy side, so I'm gonna jump on the buy side.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a trade right there.
Not quite.
I might get in on this.
So I waited too long. I should have took $70. I'll have to wait now for a minute. So now it hit 110, but now it's 110, 120. You would have been out now.
Yeah.
But if you would have taken $70, you would have made $70. You know.
Right. Yeah.
You know why I didn't take the 70? Because you know how the Rinko, it goes up to the top of the screen and you have to readjust it.
Yeah.
I have to move my mouse over to another screen to readjust it.
Right.
To see where it's going, and
Right.
I couldn't. Now I'm 220 negative.
The thing I like about my setup is that because I run the MT4 on a different computer, I have a separate mouse. I have a separate mouse. I can just reach over and move the other mouse, but my other mouse still stays on that exit button, so I can just reach my hand back over and click.
Yeah, that's good. I wasn't trying to get more than $50 out of it, and when it went to 70, I said, you know what? Let me just leave it.
Yeah.
Now I'm jammed up, but we'll see what happens.
I'm up 400 for the day.
Nice.
With 3 losses. Imagine that.
Oh, wow. And you're still up 400.
Yeah.
Nice.
I get some more silver today. I can't stop, man.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You're gonna be addicted to it.
I know. I gotta stop. My wife's killing me. My wife is just so angry at me.
For buying silver?
Not for buying silver, just for like, you know, just kind of the whole thing of how much time I spend on this and how little it's given me.
Oh no, she must dislike me.
She's like,
tell her, welcome to the investment world.
Tono's scamming you, man. Tono's scamming you.
Oh no. That's all right. It'll pay off. She'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, she will see.
Well, we hit 3594.78. Only 6 more pips to get to 3600. I wonder if it's going to do it today. I bet it does. What do you think?
You might just fake people out. I mean, it should go to the psychological number, but you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Come on.
I'm always cautious of the psychological numbers because market makers have been known to push it just below. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they push it just below. Like this might be a buy coming up. I'm in that buy still, -30,
Mm-hmm.
but it might push
Yeah,
up
I'm
to.
-$3. Are you doing gold too? XAU, Tono?
I am.
Same here. Yeah, I'm down $4, $2 now. So keep on coming up. Sometimes I jump out right here when it's like -$4. Be like, okay, I'm gonna just wait to see if it really break it.
Yeah, $4. You can afford to take that hit if you want.
Yeah, then it'll drop down. I'd be like, dang, I should have dropped out $4. But I have a feeling it's gonna break it though, man. All right, here we go. There we go. $2 in profit. That keep going.
Just took 20 on it. I can't mess with it.
I took an $8 profit and a $1 profit. Just got out.
Drinks on you, man.
Just
Drinks on you.
hey, I know that may not pay the tip, man. Hey, that's telling us one drink.
That's funny.
See, this is how I got yesterday. Thinking that it was doing this and it was gonna eventually break. Next thing I know, I was in a trade the whole day till the system took it. Said enough is enough. We can't
Yeah.
let you go until tomorrow with this trade. because I knew it was coming up. I was waiting on this to happen. I was just a day early.
Yeah.
Wound up losing like $500, man.
Did that trade that you kept open until the market closed, did that blow the account?
No.
Okay.
I'm still up. I'm still up. I was still up $1,000.
But
You had a hedge, pending hedge?
No, this was on my futures.
Oh, you leave trades open on your futures account?
No, that was my first time doing it. I didn't want to do it because I was halfway to passing this challenge I was doing, and I was like, man, I ain't finna jump out of this. And you wanna know what's crazy? I don't know if yours is like this. You know that new one that I've been trading? The the fund is so small on there that you can't even see your numbers.
I don't know which one you're
your
talking
profit
about.
or your P&L. You just took a buy?
I did. I'm regretting it. I got.
Tono, you still hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm out of my trade. I'm just looking for the next one.
I'll try it again, I think.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. The more we keep looking at it, it's gonna make you jump, and then it'll bite you.
Well, it made an all-time high again, 97. So we might see 636, unless this is the joke.
Right.
You know.
I'm gonna try one more time here.
Might take that trade with you. Just wait for it to break that resist. Why'd you get in right there, Mike? Why didn't you wait for the blue to cross the red resistance?
I don't know.
Because that's, I think, the problem. You're not waiting for that wrinkle to pass the resistance, which means you can go any which way.
Y'all have more technology than I do.
What do you mean?
Because I don't see no blue across the none of that.
You don't see a wrinkle?
Yeah. It's just I see one little purple line up there.
All right, so broke the resistance line. Now I'm waiting for it to just turn up. You should have the exact same wrinkle we have, E-Man.
Yeah, it go turning up now.
Now it's playing with us.
There you go.
Not quite. It's gonna mess with some people for a minute.
Shit. I clicked out at 40, but it gave me like -10.
What?
Yep. Just it between when my click registered and it got me out, took 10 away from me, I think.
That's not good.
Taking sells here. What are we doing?
I'm still stuck in that buy.
Yeah. Nah, it's trying to go up. It's pulling back some.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it still wants to go up. But if it breaks this support right here, it's going down.
Yeah. Then we can just jump on out. And I can go start my Friday.
This will probably be a sell I would have taken, but not yet. It's acting up now.
Yep.
Gets up toward this psychological number, and you got a bunch of sellers getting out, or a bunch of buyers getting out.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
There's no momentum behind it because everybody's sketchy.
Yeah.
Normally they would push it right up,
Right.
But no.
I ain't gonna hang around in it. I gotta go to the carpet place and meet this guy at Lowe's.
Well, how far are you with the house?
We was trying to make today the last day, so
Okay.
we that close, Then I ain't gonna quite meet my deadline, so I just say Monday.
You got any interest yet? Any buyers?
I haven't put it on the market yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta put a garage door in. Then that'll be it.
That should have been a good sell.
Motherfuck. That's the second time that's
You
happened.
got stopped out on that?
No. I took 40 and it gave me -10.
What?
Like between when I click the button and when it registers, the price moves back. And
And that's on the
futures.
Trader rate?
Yeah.
Wow. Normally they get out pretty quick.
Yeah.
It done me like that 1,000 times too. They've been moving. All right, fellas, I have to run up here to this store, man. Waiting on me.
All right. Do your thing, man.
All right.
Have a good weekend, man. See ya.
Same to y'all.
You have more winning days this week, right?
Yeah, no, I'm up for the week. I've had basically a good week, but I'd like to have one more good trade here before I quit for the day.
Right.
But maybe it's just going to stall out here.
There's no more news, right?
No.
Yeah, that might be the 98. Might have been the closest we get to the all-time high. Psychological number.
Sitting right there on the DR2.
DR2, yeah.
I'm going to go. Don't like what it's doing. Piece of shit. I got out before it ruined me. Took 150.
Nice.
Still doesn't put me where I want to be, but it was good enough for me to end the day in the green. Could have taken a little bit more of that, but
yeah, that's good, man.
I'll take one more here.
Going down.
Yeah. Hang on, Mike's calling me. Hello? Okay, great. Yep. Great. Yep. Yep. Just finishing. Okay, bye. What? Yep. Bye. All right, I think I got to call it.
Yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah, yeah. Are you going to be around later after?
Yeah, I'm around.
How are you feeling?
I'm laying out for another, just a little whack, man. I took some medicine at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I've been like kind of not well, but I'm going to lay down for another hour or two, and then I'll be up and I'll be available for the rest of the day.
Okay, I'll give you a call back. I've got the LLC stuff and talk about some of the stuff we talked about the other day.
You got it.
Ah, man, I'm tempted to take one more sell here.
Leave your day, man. It's Friday. You're leaving with a profit.
Yeah.
You
Good,
know what
good,
I mean?
good advice. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, man. I'll see you a little bit later. Okay, bye-bye.
Peace.
All right, YouTube. That is just us now. I'm going to start wrapping this up, but we are going to be back on Sunday night for the Asia session. Come on. What do we do here?
Turn your radio up if you wanna get down. Life can be too serious, I'm saying. Let your hair fall down.
We don't want to sell right into that support, do we?
Ready to hit that dance floor and stop playing.
But it's going.
You got feelings deep inside that you wanna
Let's see.
lose, yeah. Don't hold back 1 minute more. There's a world for you out there. Go! Whole world's rocking to the dance floor. Whole other world's flocking to the dance floor. Everybody's looking for loving, yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking no. I'm thinking no.
Flocking to the dance floor. Everybody looking for loving, yeah. As a matter of fact,
It's wanting to go down, but we're stuck here at the WR3.
chances of falling in love are much better
me see where we are for the day.
Shine like a diamond in its setting. You know that it's party time, and you wanna hit that floor. Make sure you got your boogie on when that one comes through that door. Go, baby! Whole world's rocking to the dance floor. Whole darn world's flocking to the dance floor. Everybody's looking for loving, yeah. Whole world's rocking to the dance floor. Whole darn world's flocking to the dance floor. Everybody looking for loving, yeah. Whole world's rocking to the dance floor. Whole darn world's flocking to the dance floor. Everybody's looking for loving, yeah. Whole world's rocking to the dance floor. Whole darn world's flocking to the dance floor.
I think we are coming down.
Tonight you're gonna go with your friends and you're gonna have a real good time. It's all about your confidence, you see, to know when to sip that wine. Go, baby! Whole world's rocking to the dance floor. Whole darn world's flocking to the dance floor. Everybody's looking for loving, yeah. Whole world's rocking to the dance floor. Whole darn world's flocking to the dance floor. Everybody's looking for
All right, I'm thinking no. All right, thanks for joining. We will see you on Sunday night, about 6 p.m. We'll get started just a little bit before then to start going over the analysis, and we'll see you for the market open, 6 p.m. New York time on Sunday. Okay, I took it and I got out with 90. How about that? How about that? See everyone.